They say a gentleman isn't just measured by his style, but by how he carries himself in conversation. A huge part of being a gentleman is how you conduct yourself in social situations, especially in conversation. To be a great conversationalist, you need to ask questions that show genuine interest and respect. However, there are certain types of questions a gentleman should never ask. These are questions that may come across as invasive, impolite, or downright rude. I'll share the questions to avoid, the polite alternatives, and how to gracefully handle such questions when they're directed at you. Question 1. How much money do you make? In most cultures, asking someone about their income is considered inappropriate. While there might be less of a taboo around this in the U.S. compared to Europe, it's still best to avoid asking such a direct and personal question. Why? Because if someone earns a modest income, they might feel embarrassed to share. On the other hand, if they earn a substantial amount, they may not want to appear boastful or risk compromising their privacy. Instead, try asking something more meaningful like, "What do you do for a living?" or "What motivates you in your work?" These alternatives allow the person to open up about their career, passions, and motivations, without forcing them into an uncomfortable position. If they want to share details about their financial success, they will do so naturally. Now, if someone asks you this question, the most gentlemanly way to respond is with a simple and firm, "I prefer not to discuss money." It's polite, yet assertive. Question 2. What do you think of my Rolex? Asking for validation about your material possessions can come across as insecure and attention-seeking. Whether it's your new car, a designer watch, or any other flashy purchase, asking others for their opinion often screams of fishing for compliments. A gentleman doesn't need to point out his successes. True confidence is subtle. If you genuinely want an opinion, reframe the question. For instance, ask, "Do you think this watch goes with this outfit?" Or, "Which tie do you think looks better with this suit?" These questions show that you value their opinion without appearing boastful. When someone asks you for your thoughts on their flashy purchase, a neutral response like, "It's very nice," acknowledges their effort without feeding into their need for validation. Question 3. What does your father do? This question might seem harmless, but it's rooted in outdated and elitist social norms. Judging someone by their family's profession is not only antiquated, but also dismissive of their individuality. Instead, focus on the person in front of you. Ask about their own career. What inspired you to take up that profession? If their family played a role in their career path, they'll naturally share that with you. If someone asks you this question, answer honestly, but don't feel pressured to elaborate. If they judge you based on your answer, take it as a cue to distance yourself from such company. A true gentleman surrounds himself with people who value character over background. Question 4. Are you pregnant? This is a question no gentleman should ever ask. The risks of offending someone far outweigh any potential curiosity you may have. Whether a woman is pregnant or not is her personal business. If and when she's ready to share that news, she will do so on her terms. Instead, avoid commenting on a woman's appearance unless it's a genuine compliment that cannot be misinterpreted. If you suspect a pregnancy but aren't sure, it's best to remain silent on the matter. Question 5. Why don't you have kids yet? Family planning is deeply personal, and asking this question can unintentionally bring up sensitive issues such as fertility struggles, miscarriages, or disagreements within a relationship. Phrasing the question as "Why don't you have kids yet?" assumes they want children and are able to have them, which may not be the case. A more respectful way to show interest in someone's family plans is to ask, "Do you have any plans to start a family?" This phrasing is open-ended and allows them to share as much or as little as they're comfortable with. If someone asks you this question and you're not ready to discuss it, a simple and composed response like, "We're still figuring that out," is perfectly acceptable. Now I'd love to hear from you. What questions do you think a gentleman should never ask? Share your thoughts in the comments below.